I've had to conduct quite an internal debate over whether or not I want to jump into this cesspool of antinatalism. I'm not looking for drama, but I don't see how to get into this without getting drama because of the volatility of the principles that are leading this argument. But I think it does deserve some discussion, not a lot of the things that some of the more extreme elements are saying needs any discussion. Specifically the idea that what we need to do is to end all life on Earth for the good of all life on Earth, I guess. Yeah. But at the heart of there is the problem of overpopulation, which I can't argue with because that clearly is leading up to our doom. If we could just reduce the population on Earth to my number I come up with is 2 to 3 billion. We could make not a paradise, but a great place to live. You get rid of global warming. There's no problem with global warming with 2 to 3 billion on the planet. You can burn all the coal and oil you want, no problem. You don't have a problem with peak oil. You don't have a problem with the seas being deleted. You don't have a problem with them being polluted. Oh, just so many things that would be solved by just reducing the population right now from 7 billion plus to 2 to 3 billion. But I haven't got a clue how we get there. Obviously we don't want to have a war that kills off 4 billion people. Well, at least I don't want a war that kills off 4 billion people. Maybe some people do. So the only way I can think of to do it is well, you're not going to do it voluntarily. It's not going to happen. So you're going to have to somehow arrange for the entire world to be governed by a strict dictatorship. Probably a Stalinist dictatorship. And the only place I can think of that has anything like a population control program that's anything similar to what the antinatalists would go for is China with their one-child policy. And think of the horror stories that come out of there with the forced abortions and the deliberate abortions of girls and all that. It's such a mess. But even if you could do that, even if you could get a worldwide dictatorship that would order people, and it would have to be specific people, not to have children. Say we could reduce the population in the United States by 2 to 3%. I'm talking about the rate of, not the total population, just the rate of replacement by 2 to 3%, the rate of births. And in places where it's needed, like India, for instance, we might want to go to a 10% reduction in birth rate, or even 15%. Think of the economic disruption that causes, because you've got all these people with jobs that are producing for a population that won't be consuming because it isn't there. You're going to have teachers that are in the system teaching today's kids, and in 10 years those kids aren't going to be there, so what happens to the jobs of the teachers? What happens to the jobs of the manufacturers of the textbooks? What happens to the jobs of the manufacturers, of the other incidentals involved in supporting our school systems? Basically what you're saying is, if you're going to reduce the population gradually in that way, you're condemning us to several generations of depression, economic depression. So, would it be worth it in the long run? Yeah, probably. Can you convince anybody to live through, say, 5 generations of economic depression to achieve that goal? I wouldn't count on it. Or on the other hand, you could do what we're doing, which is essentially nothing, and the problem will take care of itself. One way or another, it will take care of itself. And it will cause a lot more hardship, a lot more suffering. We may even have that war that kills 4 billion. If somebody once said to me in passing, they said, you know, we're getting pretty close to the point where there are more people than we can make food to feed. And I said, the one thing I can guarantee you is that there will never be more people than we can make food to feed. Think about it.